This is my introduction, my initial post for week one of our class. So, some of you know me, some of you don't, but to introduce myself, my real name is Jonathan, but I always go by Johnny. So, my friends always call me Johnny, John, and in my family, there's actually three guys in my family that have the same name. So, a little fun fact for you. So, um, one professional goal that I have is I have acquired a new job working for Genentech, and they're based in South San Francisco. And if anybody knows, Genentech is one of the biggest, you know, biotech pharmaceutical companies in the world. And our parent company is based in Switzerland. And I know that getting this job is a big deal. So I went through so many different interviews, and by the grace of God, I finally got the job. This week, my first day was actually today. So I am working in their school, the Second Generation Children's Center in South San Francisco, which houses 560 children, and it's broken down into four different schools. Right now, they have me as a temporary uh, kindergarten teacher, part of a three-person team for the program, and I will be there temporarily in that role until the regular teacher comes back from maternity leave in December or January, and after that they're going to go ahead and shift me to a different position. So I initially went ahead and wanted to be a educational coordinator, like a trainer or manager for the company, but they wanted me to get more experience. So that's what I'm doing. Is they're training me to do other things within the company, learn the curriculum, and learn how to be more of a team player. So my number one goal is to move up as fast as I can in this company because it is a great company to work for, and they have locations in Hoyle'sboro, Oregon, Oceanside, California, where I was born, and South San Francisco and Vacaville, California. So I am trying to break through the ceiling, and I'm already 37 years old, and my ultimate goal is to be, you know, in charge of one of their schools that they have all over the country. Besides the Genentech locations that I mentioned that they have, they also have 37 states that they cover that have schools. And the majority of their schools are in San Francisco. So there is South San Francisco, and then there's the city of San Francisco, two different cities. So the where I work, South San Francisco, houses the biggest one. So now, my reflection of assessments. Well, since I've been teaching for 17 years, I've worked as a teacher's aide, as a trainer, as a head teacher, as an assistant director, and I've had to use different assessments for various things. The biggest assessment that I did before in the past was when I worked as a toddler teacher for early Head Start. I used something called an Ages and Stages questionnaire, or Ages and Stages 3, which is for 3-year-olds. It was for the toddler program. It was a government subsidized program, so if you're familiar with Head Start, that it's low income families, and so what I had to do is I needed to make sure that the children are learning everything on point, for their age level when they move up to preschool, that they're ready. Since it's early Head Start, it wasn't a regular Head Start. It was basically the children that were in the program from toddlers all the way to pre-K. But I had the toddlers. And so what I had to do with Ages and Stages, I had to go ahead and do evaluations in the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, and end of the year with the children, to make sure from observations that they're on point, that their language is, developing properly, that they're getting away from the biting, that they're using more actions and words that are non-harmful to the other students, and that they're basically ready to move up to preschool. So when I worked on my last position, I was a kindergarten teacher for a place called Tutor Time. The assessment that they used was their own. It was created to see if the Common Core standards of first grade in the state of California were being met. So that was primarily from observation and from teacher-directed activities. The bad thing about that is a lot of the times teacher-directed activities, you really don't get a whole sense of what the children's learning unless they initiate the contact or they initiate the activity themselves. So I went ahead and changed it up, and for my students that I had, which was only 4 boys, I went ahead and used student-initiated, children-initiated activities to make it more realistic. Because in reality, kids are going to go ahead and want to try different things. And these boys were ages 5 through 6, so I wanted to see what they were learning and if they were ready to go on to first grade, which they were. So now, um, the challenges with assessments, it's just learning different things. Everybody has a different way they do things, and so obviously when you work in a government, subsidized program like a Head Start or Early Head Start, you have to follow what they have because they have a minimum of what they need to do so they can keep on earning that money from the federal government. But with a private corporation, they have their own rules and regulations, so you have to follow what they do. So where I am now, it is a corporate preschool slash kindergarten, and they also have their assessments that they use. Their assessments are different. I haven't been introduced to their assessments, but theirs is more hands-on and realistic life learned lessons, which I really like. So it's basically common sense is what they focus on with the children. And with the kindergartners, they don't practice the Common Core, which I found today. They go about their different experiences and how they react to different things initially from their own personal, interactions, conversations, experiences that they have with, different situations, activities, things like that. So, how do I sharpen my knowledge and my experiences in teaching and skills and learning? I am trying to soak in everything I can. You know, it's been a long time since I've been a backup teacher to anybody. I've always been in the lead. My last job, I was the one and only teacher in the classroom. Now, here I am, part of a team of 3 teachers, and I have to be a backup to a lead. But at the same time, it's humbling because it's teaching me how to sit there and be a team player. That's the one thing that, Bright Horizons, the company that contracts with Genentech's second generation school, wanted to see from me. They wanted to see if I could be a team player, take a step back, not be in the lead. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not being in the lead this time. I am going ahead and being a backup. I'm not the main guy. I'm not the one who's handling everything. And that's okay with me because I'm learning from everything. And if you look and see me looking to the right or to the left is because I printed out the questions so I could go ahead and have them and see them while I'm talking on video here. So, my favorite person, that I think has really good quotes is Bruce Lee. So, his initial quote that I will put that quote into the posting because he has so many great quotes. He doesn't have anything about assessments, but one thing he does say, I do not fear the man that practices 1,000 kicks, but I do fear the man that has practiced one punch 1,000 times. Which means basically the translation is if this person's so focused on their goals, that person will be more focused, much smarter than you because they're not just focused, on doing quantity. They're doing on the quantity of something. They're more focused on doing the quality of something. So when you do assessments with children, you have to look at the quality of the work that they're doing. Not if they're going to sit there and write 10 pages of stories, but the quality of what they're saying. If there's a lot of substance, a lot of heart to what they're doing, you have to really look at that because the kids get older, they move on from kindergarten to first grade. They're going to be doing a lot of more hard work, a lot more math, a lot more science, more history, and so you have to be able to prepare them for that. So as my role, it is temporarily, there for only a few months. But while I'm here, I want to go ahead and make the impact on those kids because I want to do a great job. Because if I do a great job, then I did my job as a teacher. So, little fun facts about me. I've been with my wife for 3 years, married, but we've been a couple for 10 years, almost 10 years. So, at the same time, my wife, works from home. She does a lot of crafty videos I mentioned before in the last class, and she does videos about crafting cards and instruction, and she also does like a daily vlog of just like her life and my life together, and it's really fun. So if you're really into like candid things and just kind of spontaneous couples, you should probably watch that because you also get to see my interaction with her, and it's actually pretty funny. So at the same time, I have a lot of interest. My main interest right now is collecting Starbucks cards, and anything Starbucks right now that I can get for reasonably cheap or even for free. So if you're into Starbucks cards, you're into Starbucks cards collecting the gift cards, let me know and send me a message and we can go ahead and trade with each other. At the same time, I'm a big fan of boxing, and I do boxing to work out for exercise to keep myself healthy. At the same time, I'm not going to be doing boxing for the next couple of weeks because unfortunately I tore a ligament in my right hand while I was boxing last week. So my doctor said you can't box for 2 weeks. So for now, I will try to do other things like other cardio, like running or cycling. So thank you for listening. At the same time, if I left anything out that you want to know, just let me know, and I can do another video. But overall, my personal experiences have really created me who I am as a teacher. And what I'm trying to do now is to gain all the knowledge I can with Genentech so I can move up, eventually and as fast as I can. So I can be an integral part of this company because it's such a great one. Thank you so much and have a great day, everybody. Bye.